I'm John Eastberg, and I'm the senior historian for the Pabst Mansion here in Milwaukee. This room that we're standing in right now was Mrs. Pabst's parlor, and this was really the most formal room in the house, and probably the least used room in the house. What's interesting about the Pabst Mansion to me is that this is truly an expression of the American Gilded Age, in that an American family is really kind of taking all of the best ideals from Europe over a period of about 300 years and compacting them under one roof. And so you have each of these rooms expressing an individual architectural thought. And so this room, designed in the French Rococo style that was popular in the 18th century, finds itself in 19th century Milwaukee. Now, we're very fortunate that most of the furnishings and the paneling and everything in this house were done here in Milwaukee by the Matthews brothers. And so this house, while it could have been all of imported materials, actually, again, is an expression of what was capable in Milwaukee in the 1890s. We're fortunate that when the Pabst family sold the house to the Archdiocese in 1908, they sold the house with the majority of the original furnishings on the first floor. So those items have been purchased again from the Archdiocese and have once again returned to their original rooms. Using period photographs, and we're very fortunate that the Pabst family had a commercial photographer come into the house in 1897. He shot 2 or 3 plates of several of the principal rooms in the house. And so we have an excellent idea of what was in the house originally. And so we use those photographs today, not only in our restoration work, but also with my work with the Pabst family to help bring original items back to the house. When we executed the restoration of this room in the early 1990s, we returned all of the woodwork back to its original enameled finish with gold leaf. The silk wall coverings, which you'll see behind me, were actually remilled for us in Lyon, France, based on the original pattern that's evident in the photographs. Well, as we enter the front hall, this was really a place where your guests would have been wowed by the entrance into the house. And this room was meant to make the biggest statement. This room, which was designed in the German Renaissance style of the 17th century, was executed in a way that would exhibit the finest works of art in the collection and really give a sense of baronial elegance with this excellent elk antler chandelier that is in the front hall. This is a bust of Captain Frederick Pabst. And Frederick Pabst actually was born in Germany in 1836 and had emigrated with his parents when he was 12 in 1848. They came to Milwaukee, but Milwaukee was such a small town at that point that they really felt that their chances were better for success in Chicago. And so they went down to Chicago, and that's where Captain Pabst's mother died in the cholera epidemic of 1849. So Frederick, when he was a teenager, was interested in a maritime career, and so he joined a Great Lakes steamship company as a cabin boy and then worked his way up to captain, and so that's what we have the title of captain. And it was while he was serving on a ship on Lake Michigan in the 1860s that he actually met his future father-in-law, who was Philip Best of the Best Brewing Company. Philip Best had an eldest daughter, Maria, and so Maria and Frederick Pabst courted for 2 years and then were married in 1862. Now, Frederick Pabst enjoyed his career on the Great Lakes, and so he remained a captain for another 2 years until he finally retired and bought an equal half interest in his father-in-law's brewing company for $21,000. Again, a large sum of money, especially when one considers we were in the middle of the Civil War. So at that point, he starts his career as a beer baron. But it was of a very small brewing company because Philip Best Brewing Company was only making about 3,000 barrels of beer a year. He took that company from this very modest start to a brewing company that was considered the world's largest lager beer brewing company in the world by 1890. brewing in excess of 1 million barrels a year.